Good morning. I'm here to talk to you today about the alcohol use of it at work-related events. I'm going to start with some important facts. Fact, over the past 30 years, the U.S. government has made it more difficult for companies to serve alcohol at corporate functions. According to Roberts, a company can be held accountable for any employee's actions that occur after a party. Let's say they get a DUI or hit someone, then they might be sued. Today I'm going to talk to you about the different types of functions, the different types of drinks that might happen, all of these, the proper etiquette and the improper etiquette to have at a corporate function. Starting off with the different types of corporate functions, beginning with corporate parties. They can be held either inside the company or outside of it, and they occur mainly on special occasions like holidays. They can have different parties, different formats, and stuff like that too. Here is a survey done by Fenning, which compares how many companies still serve alcohol at corporate functions. 96% companies, ironically, still do serve alcohol, even though it's been harder they have to abide by more guidelines by the federal government. 4% that don't serve alcohol have mainly done so because of prior incidences that they've had at corporate functions. Corporate dinners, on the other hand, are a more formal occasion. According to McGarvey, most party planners are now suggesting that these corporate dinners be held at executives' homes, not only because they save on the money from renting out a venue, but also because they create the atmosphere more intimate and give a more a better feel for the executive too. Now we could go on to the different types of alcoholic beverages, now that you know what kind of parties do exist. Starting off with champagne and wine. These are two of the most common drinks served at corporate functions. They have an alcohol by volume, ABV, of about 10 to 15%. That means there's one 5-ounce glass equals about the same as one 12-ounce beer. The CDC estimates, though, that if someone were to drink above 3 drinks per hour, they would be above the legal limit. Specialty beers. That's the next most common drink served. About 42% of companies that serve alcohol are only serving beer and wine only due to their low alcoholic content by volume. This one has about 4 to 7%. Whereas the average person, it might take them 4 to 6 drinks in an hour in order for them to be above the legal limit. I mean, unless you were like Chris over here, who's a pretty big guy himself, it might take him a few extra. I wouldn't know by first-hand experience, but he could tell you about that later. Cocktails. It's the third drink. Third category. These could be any kind of mixed drinks for the most part. They have about 35 to 55% alcohol by volume. This is why that most companies do not choose to serve this, and if they do, they have plenty of restrictions on it and when they can serve it and how many people can have. So that's why you won't see them that often at parties. Now, finally, going on to the different types of drinks and knowing how much content they have, we can go to the types of effective and ineffective behavior. Proper drinking etiquette. The purpose of drinking is to relax the individual and also to make them feel comfortable with their surroundings. Here I have a demonstration I'd like to show you, done by my home, about how to properly drink champagne. Here I'll use a can of ginger ale as a substitute here, and tell you how to pour it. Well, you should pour it slowly, and remember, it should be chilled, because warm champagne is not good at all. And you can see the bubbles right there. You should fill it about 2/3 way full, and should have a lot of the bubbles there too. The purpose of this part is to make it bubble. And the stem right here is so you don't warm up the alcohol, the champagne, while you're drinking it. So you're supposed to take a slow sip and savor it. Like that. There you go, that's how you do champagne. Now props up improper drinking etiquette. That means drinking too heavily and too quickly. Luckily, this is rarely an occurrence because 17% of companies have had to cut off employees. So they put a really strict, modern enforcement on alcohol and how much people drink. These are the different types of measures they use, whereas drink tickets, cash bar, not alcoholic beer and wine, like they do in the Emirates probably. But what you should get out of this presentation, you should get out that companies generally serving less alcohol in relation to government policy, corporate functions are not meant to go party and binge like they did 30 years ago. And knowing the venue, how much to drink, and the behavior to display at these functions is crucial to having a good time at a party and at work the next day, so you're not the laughingstock of your peers. That is it. Thank you very much. So you're supposed to take a slow sip and savor it. Like that.